All right, hello everybody. This is our final presentation for GatorGuessr. I'm Alex, and we have Ryan, Nick, and Colt here to present. We're going to start off with the demo.
Yes, so I'll be showing off the demo. Here's our app on an Android emulator. So this is our home screen. We have buttons for start game, tutorial, and leaderboard. So we also have a name editing button on the bottom left under this icon. So we can just go in here and enter a new name. So I'll just enter my name and then we'll hit done and then save. And then we'll just show off, we'll jump right into the game itself. So this is going to be the basic gameplay flow. So on the top left, you'll have the score. Top right will be round. And then the main thing is going to be this image on the background. This is going to be an image that we took all around campus. We took a bunch of them. So it's going to give you a random image. And then your goal is to guess where this is on the UF map. So on the bottom right, we have the map. We can click into it and see where this is. So we could take a guess and just, I'm going to throw a random guess down, but you would actually try to pinpoint where it is. And we have a bunch of math calculating the GPS coordinates to the pixels on this map to be able to tell how close you are. So we make a guess, and it tells you how far you were away in feet from this. And as you can see here, there's a line in between the actual guess on this blue marker and your guess on this red marker. And then there is a score that is calculated and added on the top left here based off how far you are from the guess. And then you can hit continue and it'll go on. So there's 5 rounds of this. So you just keep doing this for 5 rounds. So we'll just throw down a random guess here and then make that. And obviously wasn't close, but it'll add more to the score. And then this next one, I'll throw it. I think this is around here. Yes. So as you can see, it added a lot more because we were closer to the actual location. And then this last, oh no, this is round 4. So we'll just do it again. And then round 5. All right, so then after you finish the 5 rounds, it'll actually pop up a leaderboard, and this will be a list of everybody that's played the game with their name and the actual score they got. So you can scroll through and find your name. I'll go to find Colt somewhere on here, right here. So this is the score I just put in, and as you can see, it's on the leaderboard. It gives you the ranking, your name, and the score itself. And then you just go ahead and hit back, and it'll take you back to the home screen. There's a view where you can hit leaderboard. If you go in the leaderboard here, it's the same thing as what you would see at the end of a game. You can scroll through and just find where you are on the leaderboard. And then the last part is this tutorial flow here. So this will actually take you through a random or an actual version of the game, but it'll include these pop-ups. So each of these pop-ups will be correlated to some aspect of the game. We have it on a timer. So it'll play this, and then once you're in, it'll play the first pop-up. You hit OK, and then actually start playing the game. So try to figure out this location. And then as you see, another pop-up comes up. It tells you about your score calculation and information about it. And you can just guess again, make a guess. This one was really close. And as you see, the score is really good here. It goes over rounds. So you get a total of 5 rounds. And then you keep going and hit continue. And there's going to keep being pop-ups throughout it. So image expanding, tapping on the map on the bottom right will expand it, as you can see here. And we'll make that guess. And then distance calculation is going to keep giving you these as you play the game until it's out of things to inform you on. So inform you about making a guess, how to make it that actual guess. And then, yeah, continuing to the next round and then completing the game. And I believe that is all the pop-ups we have here. You just keep going. And yeah, so actually got a pretty good score there. Should be higher up on the leaderboard now. I don't know where my name was, but yeah. So it'll update your score on the leaderboard. And yeah, that is our demo. And yeah,
All right, so on to the individual responsibilities for each person. I was pretty much the front end guy for the game screen itself. I created the home screen without the naming part. That came later, but just did the very easy version of it. Then I was pretty much just the game screen was what I did all the work at. So I did the GPS to pixel coordinates math. I included some math for adjusting for any screen size because originally it was only based on my emulator. And then when I tried it on a different one, I mean, the GPS just not going to line up with a different like pixel amount. Um, so we did math for that. I created the scoring system and I made it so that it gives you a ton of points the closer you are, and if you're really far away, you almost get nothing. It's logarithmic, I believe, if I remember correctly. I also did the results part where it shows you the final results when you hit your guess with the dots and the lines, just to show you where the location was. And I briefly connected the back end for scoreboard because I had the scoring already, so I just worked with Ryan to connect it to the scoreboard, so everything worked correctly. But as you can see, I was just pretty much just working on the game flow.
Sorry, what I did was I worked on a lot of the game flow that wasn't part of the actual the UI that wasn't part of the game flow. So this included the name functionality on the home screen. This would be the actual text box with the name, having you be able to change your name, and then the checks on the back end to make sure it's not a duplicate or profanity. And also so that it gets connected to the database for storing that information when you want to add a score to the leaderboard. Another thing is I created the leaderboard screen with UI compatibility. So this would be that whole leaderboard screen, basically just the front end of it, getting it to where we can throw in a API connection and have it display all those scores, names, and rankings for each individual player. I also created that tutorial screen flow. So this would be like once the gameplay was completed, we took that and made its own flow and then threw on pop-ups on top of it. So this would be to explain every single aspect of the gameplay and its rules. And then the first thing I actually did before this whole project started was designing prototype wireframes for the entire front end. So I went into Figma and drew out every single page that we would need for this app, this being the front or the home page, the tutorial pages, the game flow, leaderboard, all of that I made out into a high level prototype in Figma. So we had a good basis to go on when we wanted to just go in and code it. So we already knew what we wanted to do design wise for the app.
So I was on the backend team, and one of my biggest responsibilities was creating the Node.js server, allowing for connections to the database. So that involved creating REST API endpoints, enabling the leaderboard to function. Some of these functions were supporting different things, such as submitting a new score, getting high scores, getting a random name for someone that hasn't chosen a name yet, validating a new name, and finding a user rank based on their score. I was also responsible for taking some of the pictures of campus, as well as early stage A/B testing for design decisions so we could know how we could better make our app.
And then I worked with Ryan on the back end. I created and managed the Firebase credentials, set up cloud image storage for the photos that you see on the app. Prepared and uploaded prepared and uploaded images to Firebase. So ensuring that each of those images had the correct associated coordinate data so that Alex could do the math correctly. Set permissions for the backend database and created functionality to randomly pull images from our cloud database. And then I also displayed these images to the game screen. And finally, I worked with Ryan to handle some A/B testing, and then I worked a little alone on some penetration testing. Thank you. That's everything.
All right.
All right.
One
That